Anyways, yeah, your rebrand.
Yeah, my whole life I always went by Demetra. I never introduced myself as Demi. I specifically as a child did not want to go by Demi because I was like, my name is not spelled with an I, so that's not even my name. And then the older I got, I was like, I don't give a shit. Call me whatever you want to call me. Like,
yeah, because people always nickname.
Yeah. And then I was like, you know what? When I got into fitness, I was like, I feel like it'll be easier for people to be like, oh, Demi. Yeah. And then I started introducing myself. People be like, Debbie, so nice to meet you. I'm like, no. Thank you. Anything but that. Like,
yeah, no.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back to Demetra.
I like
if they mess up
Demetra.
Demetra, it's fine.
You
I
should
do
tell
too.
people. Yeah.
So at Lifetime now, I'm going by Demetra.
I know I
love
saw your
that.
little thing. It said like class with Demetra. I was like,
Yep.
yeah,
My name
that.
tag
queen.
says
See, people
Demetra.
think my name is Jordan Hanna, but it's not. That's
Yeah.
my middle name.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's like one of my best friends she's Bolivian and she's Maria Pia. Her sister's Maria Jose. Her other sister's Maria Paz.
Yeah.
And in college, we all called her Maria.
Mhm.
And then after college, she's like, I want to go by Pia because her sisters go by Jose and Paz.
Yeah.
And she did a whole rebrand and it worked. You
Yeah.
just got to get people to like, no, Demetra.
Yeah. Well, like when I met Alice at Salt, she had only ever known me as Demi. And then I brought her to a Super Bowl party at my like best friend from high school's house. And my friend was like introducing me to her husband's friends, wives, whatever. And she was like, this is my best friend Demetra from high school. And Alice turned to me. She was like, who the fuck is Demetra? And I was like, me. My full name. She was like, what?
Yeah.
Like she was
It's
stunned.
so pretty and so unique.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Yeah, I like
is.
it.
I do
Yeah.
too.
Like, I don't know why I stopped going by it.
Well, let's officially introduce Demetra.
Yes, of course. Okay, we are here with one of my very good friends, Demetra. We are talking all girl things gab today. How the hell are ya?
I mean, I am.
You are.
Yeah.
We
I am.
love that.
That's where we're at right now.
I am.
I am.
I'm simply existing.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Okay.
That's, you know what, a beautiful place to be. Sometimes.
That's a really positive spin on it.
Yeah.
So we'll go with
Jordan
it.
usually does that.
Yeah.
She's like, that's really great. And you're like, it's fucking tragic.
Usually, though, I come in here and I'm like, it's been a fucking day.
Just as of late, you started out
Yeah.
really positive.
we won't go into me. It's not
But
about me
as of
today.
late, yeah, no,
yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But still, yeah, we're all. How are you? Now that we're talking about you,
I'm good. Honestly, this whole like not partying and drinking and whatever, it just like you wake up. Like today, Darius and I woke up. I was really excited. I thought it was 10 o'clock, but it was 9 o'clock. But still, that's like a really great sleep for me. And woke up and I was like, great, awesome, made us breakfast.
wait, I'm sorry, you woke up at 9 a.m.
It was, yeah. Well, no, I woke up at 6 thinking it was 7 from the dogs. Took them for a walk, gave them breakfast, went back
Okay,
into
so you were
bed.
up, though.
But I like relaxed.
I was like, who can sleep until 9
No, I
a.m.?
can't.
I mean,
But
Can you?
yeah.
Oh,
like, I do every
no,
day.
I couldn't.
Not 9, but like
you
an
stay up
8:30.
late though.
Okay, well, you'll actually be really proud of me. For the last month, which I told my best friend Natalie a month ago, I was like, I have really bad news for you. And she was like, what? I go, it's not as dramatic as you think it is, as I'm making it. I'm gonna have to go to bed early and wake up early. And she was like, excuse me? And I was like, I'm just gonna have to be like, I wake up at 6:30 now.
Yeah.
So like that, and she goes, what does that mean? I go, I'm gonna be in bed by 9:30.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I've been doing it for the last month. And when I tell you, like, I feel great.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a game changer.
Yeah. Like, I feel like garbage in the morning when I wake up. I'm going to be so honest. Like, 6:30 is not fun for me. But then I figured I'd be tired by, like, 12 o'clock. And I'm, like, feeling fine.
Don't you feel like you just have to get out of bed?
Yes.
Like, don't you feel like you wake up and you're like, fuck, 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 fuck. And then if you get up, it's like better.
Mel Robbins has this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing where you
Yeah.
lay
Yes,
in
you
bed
do
and
the
then you go
countdown.
like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and you just get up. It's the getting out of bed. Like the fact that you're up is like, okay, my alarm went off. Like I'm
Yeah.
up now, but it's like now I have to like take off the covers, probably get a little cold, go to
Yeah.
like get into the bathroom, whatever it is. But that wake up, I did this on Friday because I went to Sam's 6 a.m. class. I got up at 5:22. I got up, I did my thing, and
What
I was
a
like,
very specific time to wake up in the
because
morning.
it's not, it's either 5:18 or 22, but 18 is like 3 minutes past 15, so you get that 3 minute
Why?
extra
Because
sleep.
you have weird juju or what's
It's
up
3
with
minutes
that?
of extra sleep. So I just got now 7 minutes of extra sleep, and I don't like
But
odd
why
numbers.
18?
In
to
accordance to,
22.
yeah.
It's just my thing.
Oh, okay.
You know, I just like set weird times, like 44 instead of like 50.
That would, my
I hate
OCD could
that.
never.
No,
I
I
literally,
have
mine's
to.
in the 5-minute increments
No.
only.
Oh, I don't like that. It's
What?
too,
Really?
I don't like, and I have like,
That's
I'm
very, like,
particular.
satanic of
Yeah.
you, I feel.
I am the devil.
Like, I feel like that's like some weird ritual shit.
Okay. But anyway,
Anyways, sorry for interrupting.
I do.
As you were saying.
I woke up early and same thing where I was like, okay, this is really early. I'm going to be really tired. I had so much energy the rest of the
Mhm.
day.
Guys, I've been trying to tell you both.
But I'm not going to bed at like midnight. It's still an early bedtime.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
here's the problem. You both have partners, and that's lovely. And you can go to bed at 9:30. I have no social life anymore. So, like, where the hell am I going to meet someone? Because I'm
When-
not going to dinners anymore. And if I'm
Yes,
going to dinners,
okay,
it's at like
fair.
6 p.m. so that I can be home.
We got to find a
before
balance.
8:30.
We got to find a balance.
But that's the
It's the
problem.
transition period. It's going to get nice out, and then there's going to be more opportunity to do shit.
Well, yes. I mean, we can talk about that because I've had a full mental breakdown last Monday to my therapist, being like, on Monday night, if we have a 5 p.m. sessions now, we switch from the afternoon, and it's like 5 p.m. and it's dark out. And I was like, I'm not doing anything well, and I'm failing in life, and everything is wrong, and I have nothing figured out. And then 2 days later, the sun came out, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to be okay.
I think I'm
Yeah.
doing great.
And she specifically
actually.
was like, does this happen like a certain time of year that you start to feel like this? She was getting at like, do you have seasonal
Yeah.
depression? I was like, nope, there's no rhyme or reason. This just happens to me sometimes. And she was like, okay.
Yeah.
2
We'll
days
talk
later, the
about this
sun came
later.
out, and I was like, things are going to be okay.
Yeah.
And I saw her the next Monday, and I was like, I think you're right. It's seasonal depression.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, I had a feeling.
I think everybody's in this like cabin fever-ish right now where we're like spending a lot of time inside and we're like not doing much. And then we're like, I have no life. Even though I have a partner, I'm like, I have no friends. But I do have friends. But I'm also like in this transition of like trying to find the friends that I want to do things with that aren't
Yeah.
drinking until like 2 a.m.
Yeah, fair.
Do people drink till 2 a.m. still?
No, and
Yes.
honestly, I haven't even been
Yes.
drinking. I had a glass of wine. I mean, at this age?
Yes.
In this economy?
In, in this
That
economy?
was good. Like,
No, I'm telling you, I just was talking to someone like literally yesterday and they were like, we were out until 1:30 and I looked at
No,
Darius
ma'am.
and I was like, I can't remember the last time we were out until 1:30.
when I tell you, two of my friends booked a dinner at 9:15
No.
No.
last Saturday, and I was like, at what? And then one of my friends is notoriously late. I'm notoriously late. She's notoriously later than me. Gets there at 9:50, and I was
No.
like, I'm almost done with my dinner.
Yeah,
Also,
no.
I'm
like,
going home.
9:15. I want dinner before 7.
100%.
Like, I'm hungry.
I don't want to have to leave my
100%.
house at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Yes, I was
No.
also with them last night, and we got sushi.
And like, let
it
me
was
make something
9:37,
clear.
and I said I
that,
need to leave.
Yes, no, that does not make me a fucking loser because I am a good time. But I just like to put the good time on before
Earlier.
10 o'clock.
Listen, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
with drinking, day drinking, when you get it done, if you're going to drink during the day.
I do like to
So
drink
you're
during
home
the
at
day.
6?
I haven't
Yeah,
really
yeah,
been
and
drinking.
you get a really good
Yeah.
night's sleep. Same.
But there's something
I'm
about a
also just
fucking
not
cocktail.
drinker in general. Like,
I know, yeah.
I'm not a smoker or anything like that.
I'm a nothing.
So
I'm a 2-drink wonder.
yeah, like I'll have cocktails, but
Yeah.
I'm more and more lately, I'm just noticing
High
this
on
like
life.
yes. I am snorting that life. But I like feel like it's like it's not even like the sense of drinking, it's the day after. The
Yeah,
anxiety.
That's what I've been saying.
It's the
for
anxiety.
years.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? It's not anxiety for me. It's just I feel like garbage.
Well, yeah.
And when I feel like garbage, there are some people that can push through and be like, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go do my workout. And I'm going to do my day and it's going to be fine. And I'm like, I'm going to sit in bed until I fucking get bed sores because I'm not getting up to do jack shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like then the next day after that, the DOMs, if you will,
Yeah.
are
the tops,
like,
if you
I
will.
didn't do anything yesterday. I feel like a piece of shit because I was not productive at all. I
Yep.
did nothing. I wasn't even
Yeah.
like restful.
Right.
It was just misery.
Yeah.
And then I feel bad about that. And so it's like,
It's
When
a
you're
it's
cycle.
not worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth
When
it.
you're hungover, can you nap? Me and Marlon
No,
were just
Not
talking about this.
really.
The anxiety I have when I'm hungover, I can't take a fucking nap. Marlon's like, I just get some Taco Bell and sleep it off. I'm like, who can go to sleep for the remainder of the day?
I feel like I am
like, you need to sleep, but you like can't.
my mind is like, oh my, I can't believe I did that. I'm so mad
Yeah,
at myself.
yeah.
All I want is a bagel, but I shouldn't have the bagel. It's like this mental thing. So no, I'm not sleeping. I'm
That's
like, I
what
want
I'm
to fucking
saying.
die.
He's like, yeah, I
same
literally just eat some fast food and I just sleep it off.
Either
I'm like,
way,
well,
you're pissed that you slept the whole day.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, my
Yeah.
And then
anxiety
it's like a
can't-
nice day out like it is today. And you're like, wow, I just wasted this whole fucking day.
Yeah, there's
100%.
nothing worse than being hungover on a nice summer day
yeah.
where you
No,
can't
yeah.
even like fucking do anything.
No, and you're
100%.
like, this sucks. Now what's my day?
Yeah. No, I think we're shifting away from the drinking as a whole, like
Yeah.
as a community or whatever we are.
Yeah, but you know
Yeah.
what? Like, I've always been that friend that like everyone joked around. They were like, all right, my nickname in college was Sippy D because I would just sip on my one drink the whole night. And they were like, chug it. We're going to the next bar. And I'd be like, I can't chug. Like, we're fucking sitting here until I finish this because I'm not chugging a drink. But like, I'll still go out and people will drink. And oftentimes I'm like, I don't want anything.
There's a thing. It's like a perception thing or something where it's like because you're not, you're making them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't give a shit that you're drinking.
Right.
Get your fucking drinks.
100%. But it's
I'm
like
gonna hang out without it.
This whole thing.
I know.
Of like, okay, you're not drink, should I not drink? And it's like, do what you want.
100%. In college, my boyfriend at the time played in a GB band. So they played like bars and weddings and whatever. And they had a residency at this bar on a Sunday, every Sunday, and we'd go watch them play. And we became friends with the bartender, and then one of the members started dating him. And so it was like a whole friend thing. And I would come in every Sunday and I'd be like, Shane, can I have a glass of water? And then eventually he would come, like I would walk in and he'd be like, you cannot fucking order ice water today. Get a fucking drink, you're at a bar. And I was like, I don't want to drink. I just want to watch the band.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like a whole thing. I was like, guys, it's not a big deal for me to be drinking water while you're drinking.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
Yeah.
I know it is weird because you're just like, I'm here and I'm vibing. It's not like you're going and being lame and they're like, have a fucking drink. Like you can still be.
Yeah.
But this is what I don't understand. If I'm not going to have 17 drinks, I can't be up until 2 a.m.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can't be up till 2 a.m. sober.
I know.
It gets to be like 9:30 and I'm like,
but that's what I'm saying. Like
bed.
the only way that I used to be able to stay up all night long is because I was fucking hammered. You know what I mean? Like there's no way I could go out now.
I'm really into this like dinner. Maybe I'll have a drink or two and go to bed.
I fucking love going to bed.
Like that's it.
Love it. It's my favorite activity.
Honestly, out of like my top 5 activities, sleep is 1 or 2.
No, you gotta prioritize
I'm not kidding.
your sleep.
You know, when people are like, what do you do for fun? And I'm like, I sleep.
I go to bed at a decent hour.
Horizontal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyways.
Well,
not that everyone's well.
That we think about like going out and drinking, whatever. And today we're talking girl talk, but we're also talking dating. So
sure
I want to get into like the nitty gritty of like Chicago dating, of dating in general.
Well, also give us a brief. You've been around cities.
That does not sound
not
good.
like that.
She's been around town.
She's been around.
You've had several dating platforms to talk from.
Yeah.
Because you've lived in a couple different cities.
Yeah. So born and raised in Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm going to say suburb of Chicago because everyone's going to fucking spear me if I don't say that.
Yeah.
But it's technically a Chicago zip code, so get off my fucking dick. Thank you. Then went to college, went to Boston.
Same. Did we know this? We did.
I think we did. Boston, BC?
BU.
Yeah, down the street.
Yeah,
I was at Berkeley.
Exactly.
But I didn't really date there because I met my boyfriend sophomore year and we dated the whole time.
Yeah.
Through that. Then went to New York for 2 years after that. Was long distance with him, so I didn't date in New York, which I highly regret. And then moved to LA. Was single there. Did date a little bit there, and then moved back to Chicago. So
yeah,
Chicago and LA
are the
main
two
cities.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
I'm sure dating has changed too as we get older and as we like kind of change what we're looking for too.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I have horror stories of my friends that still live in New York and like their dating experiences now.
Same.
And like, oh, so it's just shitty everywhere. Like,
yeah,
it's the same shit.
Do you think it's the apps? Like, how have the apps changed dating since you've either LA, Chicago?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I'm also really bad on the apps. Like, were you ever on the apps?
Yeah.
It's the worst. There's no glorifying it, really.
I mean, okay, you know this. You kind of know this, but you definitely know this. I'm bad at texting my friends that I love and care about and my family. I'm a 5 to 7 business day girl. Like, you are getting a text back in 5 to 7 business days. Don't be offended. It has nothing to do with you. It's just how I operate. You want to fucking call me because I haven't responded? Great, I'm going to answer. You FaceTime me? I will answer.
Yeah,
I'm there.
Yeah.
But if I see a text message and I don't feel like responding to it in the very moment, I'm forgetting about it for 5 to 7 business days.
Yeah.
I probably have 16 marked as unread messages right now that I have to get back to. I know. I know. Yeah. So, like, if that takes me, like, that long to respond to people that I care about, I'm not responding to Joe Schmo that I don't fucking know. I don't even know if I vibe with you.
Yeah.
Right.
So how do you date? Like, what's your dating?
I don't know that I do. I was actually counting it with my friend the other day, and I was like, how many dates did I go on in 2024? And I felt like I went on a lot more than I did. I think I dated 3 guys, multiple dates with like them each, 3 to 4 dates each, and then it didn't pan out. So maybe that's why I felt like more people.
Yeah.
But like 3 guys, and I was like, yeah, this isn't it. Like,
Yeah.
but I go through waves of having energy to date and then being like, I don't want to fucking see a man.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
look me in the eye. You know?
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
Like I remember being like, okay, I gotta get on the apps and I gotta swipe more and I gotta set up dates. And I'd be like, I'd have them go to the same bars so that like I could see my bartenders in case like I hated this date. And most of the time I hated the date. And then I would just introduce
what
them
were
to
your go-to places?
Clark Street Ale
Moms.
House. And no, not Moms. Clark Street Ale House and Rocks when Rocks was there.
Okay.
Right across the street from each other.
Okay.
Rocks had games, so we could play like skee ball or
Love it.
A-hole, and Clark Street just became like an easy bar, and it's right down the street from me. So I was like,
Wait, when you say a-hole, you mean cornhole?
No, it's an A on the wall, and they had a top hole, a middle hole, and a bottom hole, and you have to like throw a beanbag at a wall. It was really fun.
What's like advanced cornhole?
Yeah.
It was really fun, and it also was
Sporty
like now
people.
we can like compete with each other a little bit. Like it was fun.
Yeah.
It was
You know
stupid.
what? I love those dates.
Yeah.
When you can see if someone has good banter,
Mhm.
to be like, ooh, do we have
There
like
has
a
to
fun
be
banter.
flirtatiousness
Yeah.
when we banter?
Yes.
You know, like,
Yes.
because if it's not there, then that's
Yeah.
it's a
I
no-go.
feel like dating though has gotten to this place where like guys and girls like won't go up to you in person.
Yeah.
They won't like, and if they do, it's kind of like this like, why is he talking to me? Or like, what is he saying?
I know. I
If
feel
guys
like
approach
we as
you.
women
Yeah.
are like, oh, no one ever comes up to talk to me, and then someone comes up and they're like, hey, and you're like, get away from me.
Well, it's
you
because
know?
it's someone that you don't want to be talking
Yes,
to. But
no,
if it was a hot guy,
100%.
and I literally had this conversation with one of our friends, our old coworker, and there was this guy that she was not seeing. That's a gross exaggeration. She like
Saw him.
got no.
She saw him from a
She saw him
distance.
with her eyeballs. No, he was like her best friend's like cousin-in-law basically, and they were like, "Oh, you guys might be cute together." They talked long distance. Then he flew to Chicago, met her. It wasn't a
She got
thing.
the ick. No.
Well, he lied about his height, and then she was like, "I actually date
They
short
do
guys, so
that.
like I'm just put off that you lied."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't a thing. Then he flew out here and showed up to her work with flowers without
Oh.
telling her.
No, that's stalker behavior.
And she was like, "Excuse me, what the fuck? Who told you that was a good idea?" Cut to a couple months later, she starts seeing this dude that she likes, and he literally shows up to her work with flowers. And she was like, "How cute was that?" And I was like,
Yeah. We
"It's
like
the
him.
same fucking exact scenario.
Yeah.
You just were excited about one,
Yeah.
and not so much about
and not so much about
yes.
the other." So it's this weird fine line of like, it could be the same exact action, and one would give you the ick, and one would not, based on how much you like the person.
100%.
You know.
Yeah.
It just
It's
feels like it's
hard.
not happening as much.
It's not. Literally, my best friend and I go out together all the time, and we're like the 2 single girls in our group. Everyone's like married with children, and her mom one time was like, "You know what? I'm kind of like glad that it's just the 2 of you going out." And my friend's like, "Why?" She goes, "Because if it was like a group of like 6 girls, 7 girls, like who's gonna approach you? Like
Yeah.
that's intimidating. If
Yeah.
it's just the 2 of you, guys are more likely to approach you." And she was like, "You think that we're getting approached ever?"
Yeah. No,
Like,
I know.
Never. One time when I first moved home in 2019, we got approached at the Hoxton. And literally,
Which
this
is
man
just
was
approach central. Actually.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I was at the time 25 or 26. I think I was still 25. I hadn't turned 26 yet. This guy had to be minimum 50. 45 to 50.
Perfect.
Was the age. He was also 5 feet tall. And I was like, I could be your mother. He comes up, he looks at my best friend, she's Dominican, and he's like, "You're Greek, aren't you?" And she was like, "No, but she is." I was like, "Bitch, you could have ended it. No.
Yeah.
You could have stopped it. No, you didn't have to perpetuate this conversation."
you
And he
didn't have
starts
to throw me
chatting with
there.
me, and I was like giving him one word answers, which is like, my friends know this. I'm like, I kind of don't have any shame. I'm like very curt. If like I don't want to be talking to you, I'm not going to entertain it.
Yeah.
And I, the older I've gotten, I feel a little bit bad about it sometimes because I'm like, it's hard to go up to someone and get rejected.
Yeah.
But also like,
But also like read the room a little bit. Like after, if you're continuing to push it, like
yeah.
Right. Like if you're not, you don't have to be like curt right from the
Also,
start.
you're
Like, if
45 and
you-
coming up to a 25-year-old. I kind of don't feel bad.
Yeah. Also,
You're kind of a
You're not
little
my vibe.
sleazy.
this
Yeah.
is yeah.
You know, like
This
Yeah.
whole thing is
Get
your
away
fault.
from me.
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
not in Viagra triangles, so go somewhere else.
yeah, exactly.
Oh gosh. Was it different in LA?
I mean, I'm trying to think of the handful of dates that I went on in LA. I also was like not having a good time in LA. I was just like I was going through all of my own like hormone issues and dealing with all of that. Had gained like 35 pounds despite all of the working out that I was doing and the
Yeah.
like intermittent fasting, all that shit. My hormones were growing crazy. So like I felt gross in my body. I did not feel good. So like I didn't want to be going on dates.
Yeah.
The few that I went on, like there was one guy that was like a trainer, which like lesson learned.
Yeah.
No, never again. But he was so fucking hot. He looked like Adam Levine, but like 5'10".
Sometimes you just got to do that. Got to do
Fine,
it for like the
but
plot.
here's what's up. It was a dating app date. We met. We went on like, the date was like 9 hours long. We literally went to a dinner. We went to a jazz club after and like watched live music.
I
And then
love
we went
that.
to this like, this place called Delilah. It was like a nightclub there.
It's Delilah.
Yeah. So we went to Delilah. He's like, yeah, my roommate's the bouncer there. And I'm like, great. I can never fucking get in. Let's go.
Yeah.
So we go, and he was a trainer at this gym that was like very like celebrity focused. So he knew all of the fucking athletes that were in Delilah. And I
Mhm.
was like, okay, this guy. And I kind of was like, I was young. I was like 23,
Yeah.
24. I was like very like starry-eyed. I was like, oh shit, this guy knows
Yeah,
people in
yeah.
town. Like this
Yeah,
guy's
yeah.
hot and he likes me. And it was very fun. And then he was like, this is really weird, and I know like we just met, but like you're like, I don't know, I just like had a really great time, and I'm leaving for Palm Springs this weekend with some friends, and we rented an Airbnb, and we're going for my birthday, and like, do you want to come? The Sagittarius in me was like, fuck yeah, I want to go.
Yeah.
I was like, absolutely, this is an adventure of a lifetime. And then my mother's voice was in the back of my head being like, you will get murdered.
Yeah.
Yes.
You will never come back from Palm Springs. And I was like, I'm so sorry, I can't come. So I didn't. And then we like went on a couple more dates. And the fact that, okay, I should say, he was shorter than me. Fine. He didn't give a shit. I could tell that he didn't care. And I was like,
Yeah. Short king energy right there.
but like,
Yeah. If you're going to go short king, I was, again, just having this conversation with Marlon, but if you're going to go short king, it has to be like that kind. That's
Well,
like,
that's the-
I don't give a fuck that I'm shorter than you. Like that
That's
whole
the
thing.
thing, is
That's
like-
not insecure about it.
Yeah.
I could tell that he didn't think once about it the entire time we
Yeah.
were together. And I was like, great, now I'm not thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you're not thinking about it.
That
So, like, I don't
confidence
care.
too, you're like, okay, like
It's attractive.
Yeah.
100%. And he could also like pick me up like I was a feather. And I was
Yeah.
like,
perfect.
great.
Yes.
Yeah, as
amazing.
long as like I don't sit down and my thigh doesn't get wider than his, you know what I mean? Like when
Well,
your
no,
legs expand.
that's always going to happen for me.
I just think as long as like they like you feel in some way, even if they're shorter, like you feel little. Like
Yes.
and that comes from
Yeah.
like energy, it comes from
fucking
confidence
pill-
too, like
100%.
whatever.
Yep.
But like you want that just feeling to be like not like, oh, I'm bigger than you type of thing. Because
Yeah.
that's where you get like you get insecure.
Yeah.
You just want to feel little next to your little guy.
100%. 100%. I'm small next to my small little dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's it. I got told recently that I was too picky because I said 5'10's a short king for me.
Listen.
And I was like, well, I'm 5'7", so I'm sorry that I'm not 5'2".
Yeah.
That
yeah.
is a
I
short
talked
king
to
to
my
me.
best friend about this because she's also single and she lives in New York. And we were talking about like the word, like you're too picky. And I'm like, we all should be picky.
100%.
Right.
You should not just be like, you're good enough. That's cool. Like, we all should be picky and
Yeah.
we all should be able to be like, I want, these are my values. Do I think that, yes, being like, I can only date over 6'1", or I only date this, or I never date this, or whatever. You have to have some values and some like parameters. I think we do get a little bit too like particular on like the superficial things in life.
Sure.
Do I think that? I don't think Love is Blind, and Darius and I have been watching Love is Blind
I don't
together.
think it's blind either.
And I'm like,
I cannot watch. I have to fast forward the fucking meeting. I cannot watch those when they
It's-
meet each other for the first time
you
and they
can
see each
tell
other.
in their faces.
Yes.
But I think that I think you can be initially like, I don't know, and attraction can build based on personality, based on
Totally.
that humor, that banter, whatever.
But do you think it grows for guys?
I don't know.
I
it
don't think
does.
so.
I've pulled many of my guy friends, and I'm like, and this was a question that I used to ask at school all the time because it was so like prevalent. I went to school with some of the most talented musicians in the country, in the world, to be fair. It was 70% international students. So these were kids that were handpicked, that were uber talented. And I would watch it time and time again. A guy that is I'm going to subject people to numbers right now just for the sake
Yeah.
of this. But
Yeah.
like, let's say a guy that's like a solid 4 walks up on stage and everyone's like, okay. And then he fucking opens his mouth and has the most beautiful voice you've
You're
ever heard
like,
in your
he's an
entire
8.
life. And every girl in the room is like, I'll fuck
Obsessed
you
with
right on
him.
the floor
I
right
did
now.
that.
Like,
Yeah.
let's go.
I literally did that with Ed Sheeran where he was like so far away. And I
Ew.
was like,
yeah.
no,
exactly.
listen.
But this is the
okay,
point.
wait, he's so far away and he's playing, and
Oh.
I'm like, I think I'm attracted to him. And
100%.
then like I saw him and I was like, I don't actually think I'm attracted to him, but
Mhm.
their talent makes them so much more
No,
attractive.
Exactly.
But I do think with men, they think with their penis.
But
No,
that's
but we
the thing.
do
And I've
that
asked
as
all my guy
women.
friends.
Yeah.
I was like, literally, that were at school with us. And I was like, if a girl got on stage and objectively you were like, this girl's a 4. And she gets up and she's the most talented musician you've ever seen in your whole life. Does
You're
that
like,
make
she's
her
a 4,
hotter?
she
And they're
can
like,
sing.
no, she's a talented 4.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
but
son
that's
of a
what
bitch.
that's the problem too with women is like we're like
Yes.
you see him and you're like he's not that attractive but maybe I could love him and
then
like
he's like
men
funny
are
as
never
hell.
like
And then he's like,
men are
yeah.
never
And you're
like,
like, okay.
But then
she's-
you're always like, he leveled up or whatever it is, whatever that
Right,
whole
punched
saying
up.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but then your men are never like she's Gollum but like heart of gold or like
Exactly.
you
100%.
know
Yeah.
got a personality on her.
Which like,
Knows
not
how
to
to
bring
do
it
her
back
own
to the dating
taxes.
apps, but I feel like I haven't gone on them recently that much because my friend makes fun of me because she's like, you have 250 plus people that have liked your profile. How have you not gone through these? And I'm like, because if I go through them and I see the men that have liked my profile, I'm going to be like, I either have a conflated sense of what I look like and I think I'm much hotter than I am, which like, I guess great problem to have.
Yeah.
Fine. Or like, what's the other alternative?
yeah
Yeah.
And I was saying this to her at dinner, and the waitress came up as I was saying this, and she was like, "Oh no, honey." She goes, "These men have the audacity."
yeah
And I was like, because sometimes I see it and I feel like shit about myself, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, if these men are liking my profile." This sounds. I'm gonna
think-
like get canceled for saying this because
we love
everyone's
it.
gonna be like, "This bitch thinks she's the fucking hottest shit since sliced bread." I don't, but I'm saying like
Well,
some
I
of the
think
men that
you're
like my profile, and I'm
some
like,
hot shit.
is this
Yeah.
the demographic that I need to be looking at?
Targeting?
Because,
Yeah.
targeting because like
No, my guy friend, we went to lunch yesterday and he's like, sometimes I just like open the app and I'm like, I got some likes. He's like, close it. I feel good. You know, like he's like, I don't look, but I just look and I'm like, I feel good about myself because it is true. Like whatever you're looking at, you're literally just looking at a picture.
Yeah.
Like, and then because I used to say this, my opening line on Bumble was, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
And people were like, that's so boring. You need a better line. And I'm like,
Mhm.
why do I have to try hard? Like,
yeah.
I don't want to text you.
I
I'm not
don't-
going to, I want to meet you in person and see
Honestly,
if I like
after
you.
hi, how are you? I'm like, when do you want to get a drink?
Yes.
I don't want to
Yes,
chit chat with
no,
you.
That was like the
People- see,
worst
people
fucking
go
thing.
back
And
and
then
forth.
it's funny because like one of my best friends is on the apps and at home and she's like, why am I talking to you for 3 fucking business days on
I
this
don't need a pen
app
pal.
Right.
about like
No.
I don't want to know anything about you. Like let's just go out and
Mhm.
see if or like something crazy like oh the men with the Snapchat they're like add me on Snapchat. I'm like do people
Are you-
still use fucking Snapchat?
The
No.
fuck? I don't even know my Snapchat password.
If
You
you
know, I
use a
don't either.
Snapchat still, you are
You're
not
too
in my
young.
age range.
Yeah, you're
no,
too young.
and so
You're too
like
young.
some guy asked her like, oh, for her Snapchat, and then like stopped responding to her text messages, but like keep sending her stuff on
No.
Snapchat. She's like, what is wrong with these people? I'm
That
like, I
is
don't
the
even know.
fucking thing that
I'm like,
drives
I
me
didn't know
nuts.
people even use Snapchat still,
Unless you're like 18.
Children.
Yeah.
and
Like-
men apparently.
I mean, I think if someone's asking for your Snapchat, they're honestly probably just asking for nudes.
And they
Yeah,
want to
I
send
think
you a
that's where
penis.
we're
They
headed.
want to send you a
picture.
dick pic and
Yeah.
like
Have you
it
ever in your
disappear.
life wanted to receive a picture of someone's
No.
penis?
Absolutely
never.
never.
Not once.
Nope.
Okay, just checking.
Nope.
Just
Never have I
clarifying.
been like,
Just-
please let me see
I
the
love to take a
goods.
poll
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I need the goods so bad that I need it on a digital screen. No, thank you.
And on Snapchat where it'll not last long.
it'll disappear.
It's also like distorted. It's like a pixelated
Yeah, yeah.
image.
Also, like, it's never a good angle.
I think the
No.
only
Fucking
dick
find
pic-
some artistry if you're gonna send
Yeah.
a dick pic.
I think
Yeah.
the only dick pic I ever was like, wait, let me see it, was the Drake one, where everybody
I
was
don't even
like,
think I saw it.
it's huge, and he was like in a mirror or something. And that's the only one I've ever like really.
Yeah,
been
but then
like,
you
I
looked
wanna
at
see
it and you
that.
were like, wow. And then you moved on with your day. It's not like you were like turned on.
I was like,
Yeah,
screenshot,
yeah, yeah.
put it in my phone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Also, like,
Saved,
Yeah.
saved folder.
If anything, I was like, saw that and was a little bit frightened and then like went on
Yeah.
with my day. You
Yeah.
know? Like, no, never has any woman ever been like, let me get a
Please
picture of
send
that.
me more.
Yeah, no.
And if you have, please slide into our DMs and let us know why.
mean, Yeah.
No, please. Please do.
What's one of the worst dates you've ever been on?
I don't know that I've been on like tragically
God bless.
bad dates.
for
like,
you.
I mean, I've certainly been on many dates where I'm like 5 minutes and I'm like,
This is
it's
a
already
no.
a no. But then I'm like, well, first of all, if I like you, the conversation's awkward. If I do not like you, I am the friendliest person ever, and we're having a full conversation. We're talking for 3 hours, and you think that I like you,
Yeah.
and I don't.
And
Yep.
I'm not,
Like
yeah.
that's the difference. So it bites me in the ass because I'm like, no, I was just on a 3 hour date, and this person could text me and be like, I love to see you again, and I'm like, oh fuck,
Do you
I
ghost
was just
them?
being nice.
Or do you send them back a.
She sends a very delayed.
Yeah,
It
it's
comes
an-
off
it's
as a
an, it's not. It
ghost.
comes off as a ghost because it's 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
But then it's a really long explanation of like, hey, I'm so sorry. Didn't mean to ghost you. That was not my intention. But like, here's my paragraph of like, you're great. You seem awesome. I don't think this is a right fit, or like I didn't feel a romantic connection, but like it was great meeting you.
Why do you wait 2 weeks? Because you're a bad texter?
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Yeah, because anything that's like written that's hard for me to write, parking ticket contesting. Oh my God, the hardest thing for me to write. I've outsourced to chat DBT now. Like,
yeah.
I've never contested a parking ticket. I just pay it.
Why?
it's like
I
50
did
bucks. I'm
until
like, okay.
recently. Until recently, and then someone was like, "Dude, just fucking contest it." And I was like, "Oh yeah, it's a thing we can do."
She goes, no, it's just $50.
Yeah.
Well, it's poor people.
No, I just am like, yeah, I forgot to pay the parking. I should probably.
Well,
pay a
sometimes it's
ticket.
not your fault.
Most of the time, it is though.
Okay.
But if you've gotten there within 5 minutes, you can contest it.
Oh no,
Yeah.
usually it's like I'm going to teach and I fucking forgot to pay my parking.
I forgot to pay my parking when I was teaching. Like,
And I caught the people
and
about to
she
give her a ticket,
caught
and
the
I said it was
people
my
and
car.
pretended it was her car.
Oh my god.
She's like,
They
please
didn't
don't
have
give me
a
a ticket. I'm leaving in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was like, no, I'm re-upping my meter right now. And they started walking away, and I went to go look at her license plate number. I was like, fuck, what is it? What was the question?
Bad dates.
Bad dates.
Okay. I don't know that I've been on any like tragically bad dates that are like, oh, this fucking story. The one thing, well, I should say why do I respond late first? Let's go back to that.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly why, but I just know that if it is written and I have to do it, it takes me a long time.
Yeah.
If it
Do you
feels like
have it saved like a template?
no,
like
but
my
that's a
ghosting
really
template,
good
like, here.
idea.
When I was in the heat of dating and I was like in the car with my dad, I think I was in Chicago going back to New York. And I was like, oh, Dad, this guy keeps texting me and I need to tell him that like it's not it, but like it's just easier if I don't answer. And he's like, don't do that. You wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want anyone to do that to you. So he's like, just say whatever he said. Like, thanks so much. Similar to you. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't feel a spark. I think you're great. You're just not for me type of thing.
Yeah.
And that was it. That's when I stopped. Like, I was like, I'm never ghosting anybody because I hate the feeling of being ghosted.
For sure.
So I'm just going to send this like copy paste template. Thanks
Yeah.
so much, but you're not for me type of thing.
Yeah, totally.
Which is not easy, but you're texting someone. So like, whatever.
Yeah. I guess, okay, here's my thing. It doesn't take me a long time if we went on one date. If we've been on like several dates
Yeah.
and now we're 4 dates in and I have to tell you no,
Yeah,
then
it's much more emotional.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's like now I'm like kind of got to know you, and it's a little more like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you as a person is not it for me.
Yeah.
And it feels a little harder to tell people that.
100%.
Versus like the vibe was just off on the
Versus
first
like
date.
yeah.
Yeah.
one date, we don't know each other, it's fine.
Yeah.
Not happening. Cool. That
Yeah.
feels less personal to like receive,
Totally.
you know?
Yeah.
At least if it happened to me, that's how it would feel.
Yeah. And I think when everybody's like dating and you're constantly dating other people or like you're constantly like trying to find a person, you're like receiving it, whether you're male or female, you're like, well, why? Like, why?
Yeah.
What's
What's this
wrong
about
with
me?
me?
Like,
Well,
I love
that's what I
you.
did. So like when I the first summer that I was here, I was seeing this guy that I saw like the entire summer. So much so that we talked every day and we hung out every week. And like at like 2 months in, I just was like, what is it that we're doing here? Because like if it's nothing, I need to like emotionally bail out. And like if you're just fucking around, cool, but like you need to let me know. And like he was like, no, like, you know, I just want to take it slow, all the things.
Yeah.
And then like a month later, he was weird. And I'm not the type of person to just like let you fucking be weird. Like I'm like, what's good?
Yeah.
You know? And he's like, yeah. And then like basically was like, well, you're the greatest thing ever, but like it's just like something's missing. And like the way that I ate myself for
Yeah.
that something's missing. And like long story short, even my therapist was like, I was hysterical in therapy. And she's like, you're having an irrational response to like
Mhm.
what happened because you didn't even know this person for longer than like
Yeah.
3 months.
No, yeah.
But it's just you turn it into like a
What's wrong
what's
with
wrong
me?
with me? And then like the more that I thought about it, I was like, I didn't even really fucking like this guy the way that I thought I liked him. I just so badly didn't want to get my feelings hurt that I
Mhm.
was like, well, maybe if this just works out, then I'll never have to feel. But it wasn't even about him. I
No,
was just
yeah.
like, I so internalized this like
Rejection is hard. Rejection,
Yeah.
a job, a partner, whatever, like rejection period is hard.
Yeah.
And when you're in the midst of dating and someone says to you like, I don't like you, you're like, you're not, it doesn't matter if you like him or her or whoever, you're like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
immediately. And it's like, clearly it's if you have to sit here and tell somebody like all the great things about them and then be like, but you know, it's been 3 months and it's just not for me. Like clearly that's a you issue. It's not a me
Yeah.
issue because I came to you and was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's
well,
like
it's
that's
just not even anyone's issue. It's you're not each other's people.
right.
Yeah.
Like, right.
plain and simple. And
Yeah.
sometimes our brains forget to like tell us that.
Disassociate
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
the,
and just be like, it has nothing to do with them or me. It's
Yeah.
just we're not each other's people. And like that's it. I was talking to one of my friends, Mike, and we were talking about dating, and he goes, my therapist said this to me, and it was like the best thing that I had ever heard about dating. And she was like, dating is a 99% fail rate, and it's supposed to
Yeah.
be. And I was like, fuck. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
yeah.
It is a 99% fail rate. Like that's the reality of it for everyone.
Yeah.
You know? And like when I thought about it in terms like that, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
That's
easier
fine.
to like wrap your head around
Yeah.
that it's not. Yeah.
Because we put a lot of like this pressure on to like find the one.
The
And then
one.
when like you meet someone and you're like, they check these boxes, but they're missing this. And then you have to like evaluate like how big is that box?
Well, I think an even worse than that is when they don't check all the boxes and then you fucking jump through hoops to be like, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Or
know?
you're
Like-
changing fucking boxes about yourself to like adhere to
Mhm.
like their
Yes.
checklist, and like
Yes.
they couldn't give a fuck less to even try to.
Yeah. And that's really where I do think like a relationship and dating too is like a give and a take. Like
Yeah.
when you're on
Yeah.
a date, if they're giving you nothing and you're giving everything,
Yeah.
you're like, this is just not
Yeah.
like I'm bored. And then they're like, do you want to get another drink? And you're like, what date are you on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
We
Oh
on
my
the same
God.
date?
I lied. I do have the worst dating experience. And it was my fault because I asked him out. I will ask guys out. I have no
love
problem.
that.
Yeah,
Like,
you do.
I will
do.
approach
Yeah.
guys. I've done it many a time.
Where do you think, before you get into it, where do you think that confidence comes from?
I think because I went to an all-girl school and I used to ask guys on dates every year. And I was like, hey, can you come to my dance?
Because it was like normal because you were in that setting where there was
like
no
I had
men
to.
around.
Yeah.
Like I
Because
was
I
like,
feel like that's very attractive to be like, fuck, like this girl's coming up to me. And
yes,
she's like,
maybe. I don't know. I can't say yes to that.
yeah, I
like
guess
maybe.
I don't have a penis either, but,
But like
I feel like if
I
I had
also-
a penis, I would say it's attractive.
same.
Yeah.
That's like what I mean.
I've gotten to a point where I'm like, I want to be pursued.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every guy that I have dated, I have asked out
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I want someone to, because I want him to like me a little bit more than I like him.
Yes.
Yes.
Because that's
Correct.
the fucking recipe.
Yep.
That is the
And,
recipe. We say
You
that all
know,
the time.
it's just, I have no problem going up to guys, obviously. My best friend is the opposite. I have asked her so many times, I'm like, if I told you right now I had $1 billion with a B, if you found a hot man out in public and you approached him and got a drink with him, or asked him for a drink rather, and I would give you $1 billion, would you do it? And she's like, I don't need $1 billion.
Yeah.
I
no,
do.
it's-
I'll
I'd
do
be like,
it.
I would do it for if you said, go do it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay.
No, it's fine. I have some
Give
of
me
my
a drink.
best friends are like that
Give me a
too.
minute.
They're like, there's absolutely like I've had friends be like, he's really hot, blah blah, and I'm like, well, show yourself
go.
over there, and she's like, absolutely
You know
never in
what?
your life.
Yeah.
When I'm in a
What's the worst that's gonna
relationship,
happen?
I'm okay doing it. I'm like, yeah, I will. But if I'm
Because
single,
there's no stakes for you.
There's
yeah,
There's
if I'm
zero
single,
stakes.
I'm like, I get this like insecurity comes on. So I get where your
course.
friend's like, no.
But here's the
no.
thing. I don't do it without nerves. I
Yeah.
have to talk myself.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
okay, I'm going to go do it. Let me get a drink first. Let me have a
Yeah.
little breather and like
Yeah.
compose myself and then I'll go
I
do
love
it. Like I
it.
have to give myself a pep talk. It's not
Yeah.
like it's without the
Yeah.
anxiety
Without
of
this,
it.
yeah.
But like, what's the worst that's going to happen?
I know.
Yeah.
It's
Someone's
truly,
going to be
it's
like,
so true.
ew, no. And I'm going to be like, okay, bye. I'll never see you
You're
again
gonna
in my
say,
life.
ew,
Yeah.
fuck you, see
I'll
you
never
later.
see
Yeah.
you again.
Right. Okay, so you went up to this guy. First date.
No, I didn't go up to this guy. He was our Lyft driver in LA. And I was sitting in the front seat because there was
She was our Lyft driver in LA.
Well, I was sitting in the
love
front
it.
seat, and it was like a 45-minute drive because everywhere's a 45-minute drive. in
Yeah.
LA. My friends are in
Yeah.
the back, and he and I are in the front, and I'm chit chatting with him and having a conversation. By the time we got there, and I was like, "Hey, this guy's kind of hot." And I was like, "Yo, are you single?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Can I get your number?" And he was like, "Sure." So we went on a date, and we went to a coffee shop. It was like a day date, and it was one of those things where I was like, "What date are you on?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think I blacked out during it, and I came to, and I was talking about roller coasters because he was giving me nothing. And I
Yeah.
was like, how did I get onto roller coasters? Like,
yeah.
I don't even know how I got there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he walks me to my car, looks me dead in the eye. We're standing a solid 5 feet apart. And I was like, well, so nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. And you could tell, you know, when someone's looking at you,
But they're
And-
not listening.
they're not listening because you can tell that something's happening in their head so that
Yes.
when you're done, they can respond
Yes.
and say something. And that's exactly what was happening. And I stopped talking and he said, can I kiss you? And I went like this from 5 feet away. I went, maybe another time. And I got in my car and I left. And we never spoke again. That was the worst date.
Wow.
I mean, it wasn't even that tragic, but like that was
But
probably the
that's
worst.
still-
Are you a kiss on the first date type of person?
If I'm feeling it, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
I had one of the best dates that I ever went on in Chicago when I first moved home. This was pre-COVID. Well, it was during COVID. It was pre me getting COVID for this first time ever.
So he gave it to you. I'm just kidding.
No, I probably gave it. I actually didn't give it to him because I texted him. Which, remember that fucking time when you'd be like, "I have COVID and you probably got exposed and you should get tested," like you were telling someone you had an
Yes.
STD.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we went on this date and it was a Tinder date of all things. My one and only Tinder date that I've ever been on.
I've never used Tinder.
Me either.
Me neither.
Something about it scared me.
It was like the
Same,
sex
because it was
app.
the first one, and then
know.
it turned into very like. Then Bumble came out, and it was like, oh, female forward.
Yeah.
Great.
And it felt, Bumble
then
felt like
Hinge-
cleaner. Like Tinder, I was like
Yeah.
scared like people were on bath salts or like
I just
something.
thought it was like a
You know,
sex app. Like I
that
was
was the
swiping
vibe.
to
Everyone was
have
like trying,
sex.
just trying to fuck.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and so I was like, I've been on Hinge, I've been on Bumble, they're not working. Let me download Tinder. And
Yeah,
so this is
yeah,
when
yeah.
I first moved home.
Don't you love when you do that and then you see the same fucking people on both apps and you're like, I came here for a
For
different,
different
pool.
pool. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Everybody's on everything.
I know.
Truly. Or the worst is like, have you ever gotten to the point of Hinge when they're like, we have no more people?
Yes! That used to happen to me at home in Rochester all the fucking time. Granted, it's a much smaller city, but like literally me and my friends used to joke about it all the time because it would be like, how long did it take you to reach the end today?
And you're like,
am I that big of a fucking loser that
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I've reached the end?
yeah. You're literally like, where?
They're like,
where
we're
am
sorry,
I?
there's no more matches.
Yeah.
And then they're like, do you want to
Yeah.
expand your range by 50 miles? And you're like, sure.
Oh, well, I made the mistake once of like, if you go on the settings, first of all, I downloaded it when I was like 23 and fresh out of a breakup. And then at like 29, I was like, I don't think I've ever changed my age setting. So there's probably 22-year-olds that
Then, yeah.
are coming up for me. And like, that's not appropriate.
Yeah.
So I went in to go change them. This was a couple, like maybe 2 years ago. And I was like, and then it said, is this like basically, is this your hard and fast age range or like, is
Yeah.
it expandable? And I'm thinking like a couple of years up or down.
Yeah.
No, it basically was like the fucking floodgates
20 to
open.
80.
Yeah.
I close my app. I open it 10. I'm not even joking. 10 minutes later, there's like 300 people that have liked my profile.
Uh-huh.
And at least 250 of them are 80 plus.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like,
You're like, this is
I was
it.
like, Bert, I'm gonna need you to go into the fucking hole that you just crawled out of and never come back out. What the fuck? Literally paragraphs being like, hello, you are so beautiful. I love to garden. I love playing jazz music.
and are you
and my-
looking
and I
for
was
a
like,
sugar daddy?
oh,
Because
listen,
I'm it.
what the fuck? I was
Yeah,
like,
no, there's absolutely no way.
I immediately, I like
That's
threw my phone across the
insane.
room and I was like, I literally feel physically accosted by these
Yeah.
men
No,
right
that's
now.
how I feel. Have you seen the pictures of Bill Belichick and his girlfriend? She's
Yes.
like, you know,
She's
Bill
25.
Belichick. He used to be the the coach of the Patriots.
You
the
looked me in the
NFL.
eye and asked
I
me if
know,
I knew who that
But
was.
most people, I feel like that's like a
No,
public
'cause
figure.
Lately, it was
the
it was
name
really big.
sounds familiar, but you could have said he was an actor and I'd be like, great.
It
Yeah,
was
right,
big
no.
with the like the Tom Brady roast and the Patriots.
Yes,
And now he's
like 100 fucking years old, okay? And he's dating this girl who's like 22. If I had to, I would simply evaporate. If I had to see that man
You know.
without clothes on or
No.
like in an intimate
But
setting,
listen,
or if he
she's
came
not-
near my face, I would evaporate. Like,
she's
yeah.
not doing it because she's like he's
I
so
know
attractive.
that she's not,
and
but my
I-
point is I don't think I could fake it.
Oh,
No.
Like I wish I had it in me to be one of these women. I love my boyfriend, but like I wish I I wish I
Let's
had
be
it
clear.
in me to be one of these women that could just be like,
No, I went once.
I'll
went
give it
to-
a smack around for a couple thousand this
I
week.
once
you
went
know?
to Somerset,
me.
and we were sitting at the bar.
What's
me and-
Somerset?
It's like in the Viceroy Hotel.
It's a
It's like a bar restaurant.
Terrible
We're
service
sitting
there.
at
I've
the
been
bar.
there.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I
go on.
haven't gone in a really long time. But like we're sitting there, and it's me and my friend, and these old men. I mean, honestly, probably 80
Yeah.
come up to us, and they're like, "Hey, can we buy you a drink?" And my friend's like, "Let's just do it." And I'm like, "I don't fucking want to talk to you.
No.
I mean,
What
if you
do we
just
have
wanna-
in common?"
Right.
Yeah, nothing. But if you just want to write me a check for 10 grand, I will take it. But I don't want to have to fucking talk to you, look
I
at
will
you,
send
be
you
near
pictures
you.
of my feet,
Yeah.
but I will not.
You want to see this
Right.
big toe
Yeah. But I like can't
dipped
even
into
imagine.
some toilet water?
If you want a
because-
text message in 5 to 7 business days and that's it,
They
I
probably
got
don't
you.
even know how to
Perfect.
text.
I know, right?
I just
Your
wish,
voice
I think about it
memoing.
all the time. I'm like, I wish I could be one of those women.
I know.
Yeah, I just can't. It's
Ugh.
not. It's not for me.
No.
No, not at all.
And men are well, actually, some are cougars, or some are into cougars, but they're not doing 25 to 80.
No.
No.
Men are.
They're
well,
doing 10 to fucking 25
mhm.
these days. They're shooting
It's-
way down.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there was
Anyways.
were you there when we were at Oakville one night. No, I don't think you were.
Good
We
bar.
were it really good. Great martini.
Great
Yes.
martini. They got it. The fries.
The fries and the martinis.
But not
we,
the olive
we
oil
got it down to
martini.
a fucking
No,
science.
no, just
no,
like-
Because the
Good
olive oil
old-
martini is not good, but the normal martini is great.
Good old dirty, extra dirty gin martini there is like probably the best one I've
with
had
the
in the city.
fucking fries. Changed my life.
We may or may not have had a rough night. one
Changed
night,
my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Oh, except we didn't have a rough
Listen,
night.
we talk like
We had a rough
we've
day.
never drank before in our lives. We have. And we have. You know, at the beginning we were like, we're all like so
Oh no no no!
No,
I've
I
drank.
was, in
sure.
my prime 20s, I was fucking out of control. Like
same.
someone should have committed me to a facility
Listen,
and been
I've
like,
still
"Get your life
been
together, kid."
at
Like
some point.
I mean, I've always been a lightweight. I got to not be a lightweight freshman year of college for a bit,
Yeah.
and then I was like, oh, freshman 30
but
was
we
a thing
did.
for
We
me.
went out
then I
and we had
stopped that.
three dirties and a couple of
Three
French
dirties
fries
and no dinner,
and no dinner.
just
yeah,
fries. Three dirties and fries was,
3 dirties even when you're having food.
Yeah.
is-
That was what happened.
And then
to
you
us.
had
We
another.
3 dirties,
Yes.
that night.
And then you had
I
another
did.
drink
I
at
did.
Lacer.
I did. And I thought she texted me the next morning. She was like, "Are you hungover?" And I was like,
She's
"I
like,
feel
"I'm fine."
And then I got out of bed and I was like, "Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm not.
I am not
I couldn't
okay.
believe
All
it. She
the-
was like, "I feel terrible." I was like, "Really? I feel great." And then I got up and I was like, "Mm."
I got out of bed at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
I was able to stand up and not be horizontal at 7 p.m. That was the
Yeah.
first time I was like, I can walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
Okay. Anyways, Oakville. Sorry. Cut you
No, it was two of my friends and I were there, and we're standing at the bar, the high top tables that are there,
Mhm.
and we're just chatting, having a martini, and some guy comes up to us again, 5 feet tall, and he was also like 50, and he was like, "Can I ask you girls a question?" And we're like, Natalie is like, she just looks at him and she's like,
Yeah.
and I was like, "What's up?" And he goes, whips his blazer jacket back, and he goes, "Do these pants make me look fat?" And I was like, "Oh, this man's gay."
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, you look great." And then he kept trying to talk to us. I was like, "Sir, you look great. Go enjoy your night. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
be gone."
Yeah.
He goes, "My friends over there keep making fun of me." I'm like, "Well, tell them to go to hell. You look great."
Yeah.
He walks away. Then my friend that was with us, not Natalie, my other friend, looks over and goes, "Oh, I used to work at Merrill Lynch with that guy." And she was like, "He's like married with kids."
Perfect.
One of the friends.
They always
Mm.
are.
We go on about our night. 10 minutes later, the two other guys walk over and they start chatting with us. And the one dude says something. My friend and that guy lock eyes, and she was like, "Hi." And he was like, "Oh my God, hi." Walks around to say hi to her. The other dude goes, "Oh, great, our fucking cover's blown," and walks away. And as soon as they all left, my friend was like, "They all for sure were married with children." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Yes. Also, you're 50 years old. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, leave us alone."
It's gross.
Yeah.
It is gross.
Also,
Yeah.
that just makes it so much grosser that they're married with children. Like, come on.
Exactly. It doesn't like make me feel confident
No.
about ever
About
wanting to get
humanity.
married,
Yeah, I
even
get
with
that.
a straight
Yeah,
man.
no.
I get
Literally.
that.
You know,
I 100% get that. What are your thoughts on situationships? Which I feel like are big now. Where like you're just,
are they?
I feel like everybody's like, we're just in a situation.
I think that's just women trying to protect themselves
100%.
by being like,
They're
we're not
dating
actually
an
committed so that they
Yeah.
don't look like an idiot for giving attention to this person who clearly doesn't want to be with them.
Yeah,
And we've all done,
right.
I've done it myself.
100%.
But like,
But
I
it wasn't
think
called situationships. It's
no,
like a
it
newer
wasn't.
word
It
now.
is, yeah.
But I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
That we just have now termed it.
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
I don't love them.
Yeah.
I'm not someone that dates because I'm bored.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need I have friends. I don't need another friend
Companion.
that is like, yeah, I don't need a companion for that.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, it doesn't do it for me. I
Yeah.
have had approximately one situationship, and it was during the pandemic, and it was desperate times called for desperate measures.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? Like that kind of a thing where I was like, okay. And then as soon as it was done, he was also like the sleaziest person ever. And I was like, you did so many sketchy things, and I called you out on all of them. And like, you continued to do all of
those
this shit.
things.
And I was like, at the time, I was like, I got nothing else to do. So fine, I'll deal with
Yeah.
it. And as soon as the world opened back up, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Don't ever fucking contact me again.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
get away from me. So I'm not a situationship gal.
Yeah.
What's
I'm not
a
either.
absolutely red flag for you?
Someone that's not close with their family.
Yeah, you're a big family girly.
Yeah.
What's an absolute green flag?
Someone that's close with their
Someone that's
family.
close with their family.
family.
I don't know that I have like absolute green flags. I gotta think about that one.
Okay.
What about
We can
paying
circle
on the
back.
first date?
Absolutely not.
About me paying on the date or them paying
No,
on the date?
a man should always.
Yeah.
in my
Oh, I thought you were
opinion.
asking like, should you pay on the first
Oh.
Oh no! Like what? Well, I guess I was asking in general.
I,
paying
you
on
know,
the first date.
I'm a feminist through and through.
date? Me too, sister. But let me
But
tell
I'm
you,
gonna tell you,
you're picking up the check, buddy.
I want to fight. I want there to be a fight. I want me to offer, and I
you
want you to say absolutely not.
Yep,
Oh, see,
agreed.
I don't even want to offer.
No, see, that's how my friend is. My friend Claudia is like, I'm not even gonna fucking touch my purse. I'm not even gonna look at it.
Nope.
I'm just gonna, and I'm like, I don't like that. I want you to know that I don't need you to pay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you better want to.
Yes. That's
That's
the
the
same
thing.
thing about like wanting to be desired or appreciated. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like you
Mhm.
want that. Did I ever tell you the story about my worst date at a cigar bar? This comes to paying. My worst date is we went to a cigar bar
maybe.
in New York.
Oh,
and he
yes, you did tell me the
with the
story. Yeah,
Vespa.
yeah.
picks me up on his
With
Vespa.
the
And my mom,
Vespa.
this was one of those things where I called my mom.
I can't believe you let somebody pick you up. If
I-
someone pulled up on a Vespa,
My
First
mom
of
was
all-
like, that'll be fun. Do it. So I was like, okay.
A
I'll do
first
it.
date.
First date.
No,
No.
this is
No, ma'am.
I've had a lot of guys being like, "I'll come pick you up,"
and I'm like,
I don't.
I will see you there in an
I'll
Uber.
see you there. And sometimes I'm like, I'm coming from somewhere else. Like,
This
I'll just
also
meet you
was
there.
like 2013, 2014.
All the
My
more
thing is,
reason
I do
for
not
to
want you to
not
know
get
where
on
I
a
live.
Vespa.
I was like,
I don't want you to know where I live.
My mom was like, do it. I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. My mom said
Okay.
it
Oh
was
my god,
okay.
my mom literally thinks that dating apps are gonna get me killed.
Yeah.
Your mom's like, get on a Vespa. My mom would be like, what? You're on a dating app? What do you mean? You don't know these men. I'm like, you didn't know
I
my
mean,
dad when you met him.
now-
So like, what
now?
now?
100%. I would be like, absolutely not. But at that point, I was like,
She was
sure,
young, wild,
yeah,
and
who
free.
cares? Whatever. But at the end of the day, we had like fought about something. Not like fought. Well, yeah, fought, but like a bet. And at the end of the day, we bet that
Tell me
like
he
if
didn't
I
drive
was
you home.
right, no,
Oh.
if I was right, he would pay the bill. If he was right, I would pay the bill. Whatever.
Yeah.
So at the end, he lost. I was right, and he didn't. He was going to pay the bill, whatever. So I didn't offer to pay the
Yeah.
bill, like whatever. But I knew at this point, I was like, this guy is a fucking no. Like he is a no. Like throughout the date, he was French, and he's like, I know you want to kiss me right now. And
Oh.
I was like, I actually don't want to kiss you.
You're like, it's making me
whatever.
want to kiss you less.
So
Even
I was
if I did
texting
want
my
to.
friend, and I was like, I'm coming to meet you, like whatever. And I at the end of the day was like, I'm gonna get in a taxi. Like you're not driving me home.
What if
He's
she's
"Let
like,
me
I
take you
stole the
home."
Vespa?
Yeah. Well, that would have been a better
She's like,
end.
do you want a Vespa?
So I like get in my taxi, and he's like, you know, you're not a very nice Jewish girl for not offering to pay the bill. And I was like, dude, you lost the bet, whatever. Like it was very nasty. And I closed the cab door, and I was like, bye. A day later, like not even a whatever, a day later, he's like, so like I have Shabbat dinner on Friday with my friends. Do you want to come? And I was like, absolutely not. What date were you on that I
Yeah.
enjoyed myself?
Right.
You called me a non-nice, like not a nice Jewish girl, and
He called
You-
you a cheap Jewish girl.
yeah, oh fuck, he was Jewish too, so like whatever.
Still, though.
But I was like, fuck
No.
you.
Yeah, no.
So I'm like, that's where I do think there's something that like it's very nice to, and that sucks for guys that they've got to keep paying for everything, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's
No,
also like
I don't
feel like it's
either.
nice.
I'm not even when I'm getting ready for a date. I'm not even bringing my fucking credit card. She's bringing a license and a lip gloss. Okay, I don't even have an option to pay. That's
Have
just
you ever
what I-
left a date in the middle?
No.
I've never left a date either.
No, me neither.
My friend has. Where
Really?
She's like, it was
Up and
so
leave?
bad. She's like, I'm going to the bathroom.
She was like, I
and
gotta go
she
pee,
left.
and then she left.
Yeah.
I think one of my friends has done that too, but
I've
no,
never.
I've
I've always
never.
just like stuck it out.
Yeah, same. And then
Yeah, me too.
but that's why I am the way I am when I go on dates, where like I'll be driving to the date and I call my friend Natalie and I'll be fucking ranting for the entire 30-minute car ride. I'm like, I don't want to go. I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. I can't believe I had to put on makeup and I had to
Yeah.
fucking put on real clothes that aren't stretchy. And like, I have to be out in public with a fucking strange man that I don't know, even if he looks hot on an Instagram, fucking
Yeah.
dating
Whatever,
app.
yeah.
Like, and she's like, just go, you're gonna have a glass of wine, have fun, you'll be fine. And then I'm like, yeah, but I can't get out of them. I'll sit there for 3 hours,
Yeah,
even if I
right.
know 20 minutes in that I don't like you and I
Same.
don't know how to get out of it,
Same.
which is what makes me not want to go on the date in the first place.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to get out of them.
It's like instead of getting a second drink, you're like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
So
But it feels awkward.
so I was here. We were doing a little photo shoot.
Oh yeah.
And I was supposed to go on the date with this guy.
Oh,
We had
yeah.
said one night we were going to go on a date. It was a dating app. We had matched on like, let's say a Monday. And then he was like, hey, are you around on Thursday or like whatever, next week for a date? He's like, I'm out of town for work, but like I'll be back on this day. And I was like, okay, great. So we pick a day and he's like, it's a week away. And so I was like, all right, we'll pick a place as we get closer. He's like, sounds great. Or maybe he suggested it. I don't remember. And then what was the next series of events?
It was
We talked
raining.
the day before. Yeah. We talked the day before. He's like back in town. I was like, hey, I have a photo shoot with a friend and I need to know, like, are we still on for tomorrow so I can give her like an out time? And he's like, yeah. I was like, okay, great.
Oh, okay. I remember this. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this might be the worst date. He then, I'm trying to remember the series. I text him the morning of, I didn't hear anything. And I'm like, are we picking a place? Because I need to fucking know what clothes I'm going to bring to the city because I'm just going to stay in the city after this.
Yeah.
And he was like, cool. Like, still on for tonight. Sounds great. I'll send you a location later. I'm like, it's 2:00.
Yeah. What's later?
It's midday. What's later? What time are we meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have a time or place.
Like, I want you to plan for me.
Not even plan for me. It's the day of.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
This is
No,
not,
but also
I'm not
plan.
asking a lot. Plan
Yeah.
something. So we're here. We're doing a little photo shoot. And then all of a sudden I look at my phone and it's 6:45. We're supposed to meet at 8. And I was like,
Yeah, she was like, fuck it, I'm not going.
I'm not going. Then it
I
starts
wouldn't go.
downpouring. I'm like, I'm not going. And I text him and I was like, hey, what's good? And he was like, hey, sorry, just got back from a bike ride, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah,
No.
I don't
what
care
you
what
were
you were
doing.
doing.
Yeah.
And he was like, how does this place sound? Sends me like some dive bar on Division, which I'm like, fine, I'm fucking hungry. I haven't eaten. This place has food? Great. I was like, sounds good. He goes, actually, what did he say? We keep it like light and fun or something like that. What did he say?
Something about being like something activity. He
Oh.
wanted to do something like
Yeah. How do you feel? Oh, it was, how do you feel about doing something a little more active, fun, casual? I was like, I know this bitch is not about to ask me to fucking Netflix and chill or something
Yeah.
right now.
That's
That's
what I
where
was
my mind
thinking.
went, right? Exactly. And I was like, I look at Taylor, I was like, he's joking, right? And I go, what do you have in mind? And he goes, what, you don't trust me?
absolutely not,
No,
sir.
I don't trust
Never
you. I
met
don't
you a
know
day in my
you.
life.
And I was like, I look at her, I go, what the fuck do I respond to that? She goes, you say, I couldn't trust you any less. And I was like, yes. And so I said, sir, I couldn't trust you any less. And he was like, that's fair. LOL. I walked into that one. He was like, what about Logan Arcade? So we went to the fucking arcade. Fine. But we had a whole back and forth before and after. Like, I was like, have you eaten? Because it doesn't look like they have food there. And then he was like, oh, there is food. He's like, but I have eaten. And I was like, okay, well, let me just grab a bite before then. So like, let's push back 20 minutes. I'll run across the street, grab a bite, and we'll go. And he's like, what? I could eat later, like, if you want to eat. I was like,
You're like, dude.
this is like, this should have been the first sign
Yeah.
of like, I just shouldn't go on this date.
Yeah.
So I meet him there. We have a drink at the bar. Then we go play some fucking games. There's a dude behind us and he's fucking housing a burger. I'm like, it smells so fucking good. He then goes, oh, those fries look really good. You still hungry? No, I fucking miraculously ate in the 2.5 hours that we've been sitting together. Yes, I'm very hungry. He's like, should we get some food? So I was like, yeah, let's do it. I didn't realize it was 10:30 at that point. Again,
Fuck.
I've gone
That's so
3-hour-long
late.
dates and
Yeah.
I don't, you know. So I'm like, okay. He goes, where should we go around here? I don't know the area.
You're like, dude.
We're standing at a high top and I'm kind of like leaning over it so my elbows are on it and I'm scrolling through my phone. And he's standing to the right of me. There's a column next to him. The front door is there. The bar is behind me. There's a solid 5 feet of space between me and any other object. He goes to walk around me to go to the opposite side of the high top and literally just like grazes his dick up against me. And I was like, and then I looked on my phone, it's 10:30 and I'm like, you know, I got to wake up kind of early. I think I just got to head home. And he was like, oh, are you sure you're not hungry? I'm like, I am, but like, I think I have to go to sleep more. And he was like, okay, well, you want to go for like a walk?
No.
It's raining out.
10:30 at night.
It's
And
10:30
also,
at night. It's
that is
raining out.
absolutely not what I want to do right now. You just
No. And I was
assaulted me.
like, I literally
Yeah.
was like, yeah, no. I was like, my car is literally right. I can see it through the door, so I'm going to go. And I just like gave him a hug. I left. I was like, bye. 2 days later, I get a voice memo from him. That's like a 2-minute long voice memo. Basically, gist of it is him being like, hey, like, you know, I just want to send you this voice memo because like I realized like that was not a really good first impression. And I know exactly why that wasn't a good date. And I want to be like, say it out loud.
Yeah,
Say
he
why it
basically
wasn't a
was like,
fucking
I
good date.
Put my penis on your body and I know that wasn't
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. And I also planned nothing. I made you wait until the last fucking minute.
And I
Rubbed my
starved
dick
you.
up against you. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
And I had just I literally got this voice memo as I was leaving, watching, what's the Blake Lively, Justin Timberlake
Oh,
movie?
nobody wants this.
No,
No,
that
wait, that's
is,
the show.
excuse me, how dare you confuse those two? Because I've already watched that show 3 times. And if it's not an Adam Brody romance, I don't want it.
Yeah, no.
It ends with us?
It ends
Yes.
with us.
It ends with us. Okay. So I had just watched a fucking entire movie about like domestic
Yeah.
violence and I was like on a fucking rampage.
Yeah.
And then I get this voice memo from him being like, I'm fully aware of why this wasn't the best date. And that's not the like energy you can expect from me going forward. And I was like,
We're not going forward.
I'm not even responding to this.
Yeah,
Like
no.
this is a ghosting situation. You are getting
Yeah.
ghosted by me. Like this does not warrant.
Yeah.
It was not like you're a lovely person, but it's not going to be a thing. It was like, you're kind of sleazy and I don't need
You're
to
also a
fucking
little
talk to you.
scary.
You're
Like
a little scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like anyway. And he goes, I'm like, by far the best part of the date was like us sitting at the bar talking. And I would be shocked if you like didn't feel the same way about that. And I was like, yeah, you know why you had so much fucking fun there? Because of this. Because of my back that carried the conversation.
Yeah.
Because you're a fucking pet rock. You contributed nothing. Like, truly. I would ask him
Yeah.
questions and be like, well, kind of. And I was like,
Great. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
so
Let me
glad.
think of
Thank
my
you
next
for
question.
yes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so glad I'm
No, there's
interviewing
nothing
you.
worse than not being able to fucking like hold conversation with the
No,
person
it's like
that you're
when it's
sitting
a
down
question
with.
answer, you're like, okay,
Well, I get
then.
panicky. Like, I can hold a conversation with people that can hold one back. The second someone seizes up and gives me one-word answers, I go into like panic
You're like,
mode. And I'm like,
yeah.
what do I
"Alright
ask next?
then."
How do I keep this
Yeah.
moving? I like, there
Especially
can't
on a
be
date,
silence.
because you're like, you're not
Yes.
at that point where like it's comfortable in silence.
silence,
it's
yeah.
uncomfortable in the silence. You're
Yeah.
like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
let me ask you
Yeah.
about your favorite color.
Yeah. And then the
You
small
know?
talk happens. And then
Yeah.
you want
I
to fucking
fucking
stab
hate
yourself in the
small
ass.
talk. Yeah.
And then
I
you're
don't do
like,
small
You're
talk.
like, the
I need
weather
to
is
get out
really
of this.
nice today.
And you're like,
Here's
no one gives a
my
fuck about
one of
the
my
weather.
one of my friends in New York, the same girl. She'll be like, if he has not made a plan with me and it's the day
Yeah.
before, I don't need to go on a date with you.
100%.
Like I think that's
But it's
fair.
also not that hard to orchestrate a fucking plan either. Like you
No.
don't have to be the most creative person on the planet to come up
You're
with a date.
going to drinks. I didn't ask you for food. I didn't ask
I'm
you
not
for
asking you to build an obstacle
No,
course.
I'm
Like,
asking you to
No.
fucking pick a bar
Yeah.
that we can sit at and have a conversation.
exactly.
I may not like the bar that you chose, and
Yeah.
the only other thing I would say is like if you know that I'm in Gold Coast or I'm in River North or
Mhm.
I'm in Logan Square, wherever I live, you make an effort to pick somewhere near where I live. I
Or
understand.
like at least halfway.
Halfway, yes.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. I understand if like you're in the Loop and I'm in Logan Square, like maybe we can meet somewhere
Pick a
halfway.
spot
I
halfway.
get that, but do not tell me that and I can do it because like if it's by me, that's fine. But like like the guy whoever I'm going on a date with, if you pick somewhere near you,
Yeah, no.
I don't like that. I can
No.
pick somewhere near me, but you cannot pick somewhere
Well, no
near
one's
you.
picking anything near me because I'm in the burbs.
Well-
So I'm always driving to
It's
people.
just yeah.
So
Have you tried dating in the burbs?
no. I mean, I
No.
did date a guy this summer that lived in the burbs. Like he lived in the burbs. I'm in the burbs, but he was in the burbs.
Yeah.
And it did not go well.
Mm.
It was also one of those things where like, and I don't want to put this guy in blast because he was a nice guy, but like he was Greek. I'm Greek. It's the first Greek guy I've ever dated. I've never been on a date with a Greek guy until this summer.
Which is so shocking to me.
Yeah, I know. Me too, honestly. But like, there's just not been any Greek guys that I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, you seem cool, you know?
Yeah.
And we're not taken.
She's also like, I gotta check and make sure we're not related. Oh, like I've heard that.
I just said that to Darius. I was
I'm-
like, you know how on 23andMe you get like all the I was like, Darius, what if one day I was like,
You're
my relative.
You'd have to
this
unsee
was
it.
very
You would
possible
have to unsee it
because on the first date we were like, he was like, "Oh, what village is your family from?" And I told him, and he was like, "Oh, we have family there." And I was like, "What? What? What do
This
you
may
mean?
end right
Like
here.
how close a family?"
Yeah.
because like my whole family's from
Yeah.
there. So like, what do you mean? He was like, "Yeah, my cousins live there." And I was like, "Fuck!" And he said the last name, and I was like, "I know that last name. Are we related?" And I literally don't talk to my parents about dating ever. Like we don't have that relationship.
Yeah.
I love my parents. I can go to them about anything, but dating.
Yeah.
And I looked at my mom, and I don't tell them about dating, especially because like then they get too invested. I'm like, it was a one date thing, and I'm never
Yeah,
gonna see that
yeah,
person
yeah.
again. And now you can't wrap your head around
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
type of dating. And so I had to look at her and I was like, I need to know, are we related to anyone with this last name? And she was like, I mean, I know that last name. She was like, I'm not sure why. And I had to be like, listen, I need you to fucking calm your tits
just
right now when
need
I
to
tell you
know.
this. Okay.
Yeah.
I went on a date with a Greek guy. He's got cousins from our Choria, and like we just need to I need to clear the air. And she was like, I don't know, you would have to ask your aunt. She's gonna be able to tell you that question. So I called my aunt. I was like, Thea, I was like, I need to know. Do we have any family close family. She was like, they might be your cousins, but like they'd be like 4th or 5th cousins. And I'm like, that's too close. And she was like, why? And I told her, I go, I went on a date with this guy and I need to know if I just made out with my cousin or not.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, they'd be like 4th or 5th cousins. I was like, I don't like that. She's like, you're not related to like 4th or 5th cousins. You don't fucking, there's no blood relation
There's
really.
my cousins and then my first cousin.
Yes. And I was like, I was like, this is too much. Anyway, we figured out that it was not a thing.
Yeah.
We were not related. But then I went on another date with him. So the first date was really great. Conversation was good. We closed the restaurant down. Sweetheart. A little kind of nerdy. And then I knew he was in the same frat as my cousin's husband. So which is how this all happened. Like we had matched on a dating app and my cousin and her husband were going through my matches and he was like, oh, I know this guy. And I was like, oh, great. So I messaged him. And then a year later, he messaged me back because I think he was in a relationship and like had deleted the app. He messaged me back. We finally go on a date. And I knew he was in a frat. And I was like, this is not my vibe. I'm not into frat guys. And so I was like, is this guy going to be fratty? Well, he was kind of nerdy on the date. And I was like, I'm into this.
Yeah.
Then we made out. And I was like, you're a frat boy.
Did he eat your face?
He was aggressive.
Yeah.
I was like, we were not making out. He was smashing his face against mine. And I was like, I better not have chipped a tooth.
If you pull away and majority of the lower half of your face is wet, something is
or
gone
like all
tragically
around,
wrong.
like, or like that, like they do weird shit with their tongue, and you're just like,
less is more.
Yeah.
Less is more.
Listen, making out is a conversation. Kissing is a conversation. There's
Yeah.
a push and pull.
yes,
Give and take.
Yeah.
And if I can't do anything with my limbs or my body or my mouth, this is not a
This
conversation.
is
No.
assault.
100%. I literally was like the second date that we went on. Was it the second or third? It
Oh,
was the
so you kept
second. It was
going.
the second date. This is the thing. And then I ghosted him for like 2 weeks and I finally had to tell him,
yeah,
sorry. Because then it was hard to tell
Yeah,
him now. 'Cause it was
yeah.
like, but I think he thought, you're Greek, I'm Greek. We're going fucking 0 to 60.
yeah,
And he was like, ready. Like, I was like, I need you to slow down. I don't know who you are.
yeah, yeah.
You
You're
know?
like, I don't care that you're Greek.
Ideally,
I
do
don't. I
they?
really don't. And I
I was
think
just
that's
gonna say that.
different. I think that's different for a lot of Greek people too. Because it's like, oh, we get each other and we're, you know, and I'm like, yeah, we get each other's culture. And I understand what you do for Easter and I understand like what your
Yeah.
church looks like and all this stuff. And
Because I feel like a lot of your family members date or are married to also very Greek people.
100%.
So it's
Yeah.
funny.
Well, actually, I have one cousin that's married to a Greek guy. My other cousin's married to an Italian guy.
that, okay.
My other cousin's married to a Jewish guy. So like, not really.
Not really.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
I
it
feel
does
like it's like
that
your
for some reason.
family. You're like in with me. I'm Jewish, but it's like my parents obviously were like, we'd love for you to marry someone Jewish.
Yeah.
I chose someone not Jewish. So did my sister. My
Yeah.
other sister is married to someone who's half. Like,
Yeah.
so it's like, yeah, it'd be really nice if you did, and that would be something that like where you can relate on certain things really
Yes.
easily.
Yeah.
But if that's not who you're with, like that's not who you're with.
I'm really lucky that like I'm first generation. My dad was born in Greece, came here when he was like 15. For all intents and purposes, like he could be really old school Greek in his
Yeah.
mindset. And my mom was born here, but she's also fully Greek and like was raised in a first gen house. So like they could be pretty close minded. But I always grew up with parents who were like, would we like you to be with a Greek guy?
Yeah.
Totally. Because it's like they get the culture. It's easier. There's, you know, but like if you find a great guy that treats you well, that respects you, that loves
That
you,
means more.
like then
Yeah.
that's all we really fucking
Yeah.
care about at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And my dad has said it. He's like, there's a lot of fucking Greek guys that I would never want you to be with.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are proper fucking assholes.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, absolutely not. And I'm
Yeah.
like, great. Amazing.
American
I'm
guys.
glad we feel the
too.
same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
No matter where they're from. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, and then this was the first time I dated a Greek guy. And I was like, oh, you know what though? Like there was something nice about it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. There was something that I was like,
There's a
I don't have to, I just don't
commonality.
have to explain.
Explain
Yeah.
the
I don't have
yeah.
to explain my entire fucking family to you.
Yeah.
Because you know.
Yeah.
You get it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to explain that fucking Easter. Like, I can't go anywhere. You want to take a trip? I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if I'm not
yeah.
here for Easter, my family's going to be like, what's more important?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I missed one Easter and it was because I was studying abroad. My family's like, okay, fine. We'll
Yeah.
allow it.
Yeah.
And it was weird.
Yeah.
So, like,
There's that
it's-
commonality where you're like, this is really, really nice.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that someone's not going to be able to understand your traditions with theirs or something, you know?
I think the older I get, and like, the more I date, the more, it's not like a hard, fast rule for me, but I would like someone that just has a strong culture,
Yeah.
period, whatever
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not just like, yeah, I was like born in,
That's me.
Cornfield,
I'm just a
Illinois.
simple Caucasian girl.
I'm so sorry.
No, I'm not offended at
I
all.
don't mean to like put you on blast, but like, you know, like,
no, I get
I
it.
don't care if you're fucking Colombian. I don't care if you're whatever.
Yeah.
But like, you have a strong culture and traditions of your own that like
Yeah.
you
That
would
you
get mine.
want.
Yeah.
Yes.
You understand
sure.
why mine are important to me and
Yeah.
like why
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fucking.
What if someone was
sacrifice them.
like, I don't have any, but I'm really curious about yours and I would love to do yours?
I think if they're willing to embrace
Yeah.
my culture, totally fine. But like,
Yeah.
I can't be with someone that's like, I don't want to go to Greece. I don't want to raise my kids to speak Greek.
I don't want to be with someone who
like-
doesn't want to go to
Yeah.
Greece either.
Yeah.
But like my ex, when I was like, dude, let's go to Greece. And I was like, let's go for 3 weeks. And he was like, I'm not going for 3 weeks. And I was like,
I'll go for the whole month.
yeah. I literally was like, what do you mean? I would like my kids to spend fucking summers there so they can learn how
Yeah.
to speak Greek with
Yeah.
Greek people and not have fucking accents. You know, like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. That's also another thing for me. If you are Greek, I'm going to say this with my fucking chest. I need you to be my level of Greek or more.
Yeah.
You cannot be my level of Greek or less.
Yeah.
Like, if you say like yaya and papu with a fucking accent, my ovaries will shrivel up and we will never talk again. It's not
She
happening.
needs it authentic.
Yeah.
If you have a Greek American accent, I can't do it.
Mhm.
You have to either be not Greek at all
Or
like,
very
my lover
Greek.
or more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fair.
For all the men out there.
Yeah.
That's a hard fast rule for me. Sorry.
So just so you know,
Yeah,
don't even think about submitting your applications if you don't check one of those boxes.
this is correct.
What
yeah,
you got?
I don't know. That might be nitpicky, but it is.
I was going
what
to
it
do a
is.
little fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah, I think we should.
Oh, okay, great.
All right.
Oh, okay, great.
Let's start with, do you know celebrities?
I mean, sure.
Okay,
yeah,
let's
not
start
fucking
with-
sports
She
celebrities.
understands
Don't give
pop
me.
culture.
Yeah. I
What
know
about
that.
like, okay, Harry Styles,
Okay.
Timothy Chalamet, and Michael B. Jordan?
Oh, Timothy Chardonnay. No, that's not my answer. But fuck, marry, kill. Oh, this is a good one. Harry Styles, Timothy Chalamet, and Michael B. Jordan. I think I'm marry Harry Styles, fuck Michael B. Jordan, and kill Chalamet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would have to
you
fuck
break
Michael B.
him-
Jordan for sure.
Yeah, break him right in
Yeah.
half.
Yeah, but Harry
Little
Styles gives
Chalamet.
like, you know, he's a feminist.
Did you know that
He's
Harry
giving,
Styles
like,
just
he seems-
ran the marathon in Tokyo and didn't tell anybody he was
Yes,
running? And he was
I
like,
saw
running.
that.
People were like, "Is that fucking Harry Styles?"
I
That's
fucking
awesome.
love that.
And
Yeah.
you'd be cheering on your husband.
Yep.
Go, babe.
Also,
go.
did you see that fucking Paul Rudd ran for some
Yes,
fucking
yes.
office in New Jersey?
I love Paul Rudd.
I
I
fucking
know.
love Paul Rudd.
I would marry and fuck him. for
100%.
sure.
Also,
then
like
kill
whatever
myself after.
he is fucking doing,
I
I
wanna
need
do the
to
same
do the
thing.
same
Same.
thing. 'cause
Yeah. No, 100%.
that man is Benjamin Buttoning all of us. Like,
Yeah.
Okay. Zach Efron, Chris Evans, Channing Tatum.
honestly, I don't really like any of them.
I know, but we got to
Zac-
fuck, marry, and kill one of them.
Zac Efron.
He did something to his face.
Yeah.
We could do
He
Dylan
claims he
Efron.
broke his jaw.
If you
He
see the
claims
Traitors,
he made.
What'd you say?
did you watch the Traitors? Dylan Efron, his brother,
No.
because his
He
brother
made
His
a
brother's
horse.
hot. Yeah.
So
I've
let's do
seen
Dylan
pictures.
instead.
Okay,
Dylan Channing and
but I don't
Chris
know anything
Evans.
about Dylan.
Who cares?
didn't
He's
watch any.
hot, and he's a very nice guy. I would marry him.
Yeah, see,
He's
I-
a very
I
nice
can't
guy.
say if I
we
would
don't know him
marry-
as well as
He's
you.
dating his high school sweetheart.
That's
That
cute.
means
Who's-
absolutely nothing.
She's not in the limelight. I
But
like
neither
that
is he
for him.
really.
He now is.
Yeah, well, let's see. 'cause
Now
he'll-
is, but
he'll
like
leave her soon.
exactly.
Dylan,
if he's
I
been in the
love you.
limelight for 10 years and he's still dating his high school sweetheart, then it'd be like, oh, that's cute.
I
but
guess
he's
that's
now in
true.
the
Okay,
limelight.
fine. We'll skip that one. Ryan Gosling, Drake, Kendrick Lamar.
She can't even get it out.
Is
I'm.
the other one on there? Okay, actually was Pedro Pascal.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Are you fucking kidding
Pedro
me?
Pascal, first of all, is
What?
the most hilarious person that ever lived. You never watched
You've
The
never-
Last of Us?
No, fuck that. All I
Or
care about
also
is the clip
Saturday
of him
Night
being
Live?
like, who's your daddy? I'm your daddy.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yes,
Okay,
you are.
fine.
You're my
we'll
father
keep him
figure
in.
now.
I don't know who he is.
I'll show you a picture.
Pedro
Pascal, you know, I'll pull it
Pascal,
up on my phone
Ryan
right now.
Gosling, and Drake.
Okay. Kill Drake.
100%.
Marry Pedro Pascal. For sure. and then
100%.
fuck.
Show me him.
Who was the other person? I already forgot. Because I was just
Oh,
thinking
I
about Pedro
love
Pascal.
him.
Yeah,
Okay, yes. I love him. Love him.
Wait,
Okay.
who was the third person there? I already forgot.
Ryan Gosling. You'd
Oh,
fuck him.
You'd
fine.
have sex
Yeah,
with him.
fine,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Gun to your head, you'd probably
You said
think about it.
Pedro Pascal and I forgot the rest of the
Yeah.
list.
The
Okay.
rest was irrelevant.
Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg.
Are you asking for me to throw myself out of a 3rd-story window?
Yeah, I'm immediately murdering Elon Musk. I'm going to tell you that right now.
100%.
There's not even a question. Who were the other two?
Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg.
I guess.
This is under the Toxic Men
You gotta
edition
have-
for the drama.
You gotta. I don't know that I could have sex with that bald head.
I know. I'm not into a bald head.
I'm not
I
either.
think I'd marry Jeff
But
Bezos
could you have
and
Mark
fuck Mark
Zuckerberg?
Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg. It
suppose.
would have to be a double bag, like bag on his head, bag on my head.
It's just a sheet through a sheet. Yeah.
It'd be a double bag situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard. Yeah, that's
Okay.
my.
Nick,
my
did you watch The
answer.
Bachelor?
I've watched half.
How
of an
about
episode.
Vanderpump Rules?
I haven't watched a
I know the
single
character,
Bachelor
like, I know them.
either, and I didn't think there was another one of me that existed, and I'm glad to hear that you
I
as
used
well.
to watch,
Yeah.
but I don't watch anymore. Tom Sandoval, Jax Taylor, and James Kennedy.
I mean, kill.
Jax.
100%.
Kill Sandoval.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess
They
fuck
all suck,
James, but
I
like, ew.
guess. Ew.
Marry Jax.
It's all terrible. There's
No.
good outcome there.
Jax. Why was I thinking of what's his name?
Tom
Ja-
Schwartz.
No.
Oh.
Oh wait,
No, Tom Sandoval's the one that cheated on Ariana.
I know. Tom Schwartz is the cutie.
Yeah.
That's always
Yeah.
kind of like a
Yeah.
pushover. Yeah. I was thinking of him. Ew. Fuck. Jax. No. Ew. But not James Kennedy.
Ew.
Ew, I'm a bad person for this game because I hate all these people. I
Kill 'em
also
all.
like this is I can't be this is just outside of fuck marry kill, but like in actual relationships or dating, I cannot be fucking coerced to do something that I don't want to do.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If someone like tries to peer pressure me to do, I'm like, nope. For all of my fucking insecurities and self-doubts that I have and whatever, dating and being a partner in a relationship or like my worth in that sense is not one of them. So like I literally have had someone be like try and shame me that I like wasn't sleeping with him, and I was like, cool, you can go fuck yourself. Like,
Yeah.
we can stop
Go
talking.
home
like,
and touch yourself because I'm not touching it.
mhm.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
100%.
Any other fuck Mary kills that you can think of?
No. Not
I was thinking like
that-
fitness instructor, the bartender. I don't know. They're all like just careers, but like
Fitness instructor, bartender, or finance bro.
that's right. I was literally thinking the same finance bro.
I feel like
I'd marry the finance bro, Darius.
Yeah. Just for that.
But he's not a
and-
bro.
No, he's the least.
Yeah.
He's the least bro.
bro-y.
Yeah.
I mean, I've met him for all of 30 seconds
Yeah.
and I couldn't even answer that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's the least bro. Yeah, no, the fitness instructor realm. You know how you were like, it's an absolutely not for another fitness
I
instructor.
won't do it again. I've done it
My
twice.
absolutely not is I did like was kind of seeing a cop once. Mm-mm. Those
Oh,
people
yeah.
are not well.
No.
Those people are not well.
Yeah, I did that once.
It's an ego
He was
thing.
hot though.
Never again.
He was very good
mine
looking,
was
but I was
also
like,
good looking,
I
but
know.
fucking insane.
Yeah.
I know.
And the more he would like talk about himself, I was like, why are you sharing that with me?
Yeah. Why did you feel the need?
Okay.
Yeah.
To? No, I think we hit them all there.
Yeah, those were some good fuck Mary kills.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for coming and chatting with us about all.
Thanks for having me.
Well,
all things
something that
dating.
the people may not know is that you also teach fitness. Where do you
Yeah.
teach?
Tell us where you teach.
Oh God. I teach at 5 studios right now.
Damn, girl.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I am at Salt Fitness with Taylor.
Yeah.
Midtown. I just got hired at Lifetime Evanston. We literally opened a week ago.
Woo.
Yeah. And then Cycle Bar up in the burbs, Deerfield and Wilmette.
Nice.
She's
And-
all over.
I know. I love it. And where can people find you on the internet?
My Instagram is Demi_L. Although I'm like gonna transition.
She's
into a fitness
rebranding.
one. I'm
I
gonna
love
rebrand.
that.
Yeah.
We love a
I think you should.
rebrand.
Yeah. So the new one, it's not even launched yet, but you can still follow it. It's another fitness girly.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
We love that.
Thanks. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Great.
Thanks so much for coming on and
Yeah, no,
chatting and
thank
being
you.
so honest and vulnerable
Yeah.
and sharing everything.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Well,
Also,
and
if you've ever seen any of our photography of
ours,
ours,
She
it's
does
been
photography
done
too.
by
Yeah.
our girl here. So
Mainly food photography. You guys are the only humans I really shoot. So
yeah, but that's awesome.
yeah, but you're
because you do a
great.
good job.
Yeah.
thanks.
So,
All right. Well,
as always, remember
everything's fine.